Joining us here on IllinoisFamily.org News is Cherie Langenstein with Family Pack. And you're concerned about House Bill 1531 that's now in the Illinois General Assembly. And as I understand it, the bill severs the biological definition of parent from the legal definition of parent. What's that mean?
Oh, that's correct. It does do that. And what that means is usually the law recognizes genetics. If you genetically parent someone, then you're also legally recognized as that child's parent. There are certain circumstances where the law severs that, like in adoption. If someone is unfit or they abandon the child or they voluntarily surrender a child, then the law will sever that biological connection and give legal parentage to someone else. But what House Bill 1531 does is it creates a de facto adoption for couples in a same-sex relationship and gives a presumption of parentage to someone who cannot possibly be genetically related to the child without a court hearing.
This sounds dangerous.
It is very dangerous. That's one of the reasons why we're fighting it. The bill also does other things. For example, it allows or it requires Illinois to give, quote, full faith and credit to parentage decisions of other states. And then, unfortunately, there are other states like California and Maryland that recognize three parents on a birth certificate rather than the genetic mother and father of the child on the birth certificate. So we've got a lot of issues with the bill, and that's why we're working very hard to defeat it.
Who are some of the players behind this?
The Illinois State Bar Association is the major player behind this. They have been, the divorce lawyers and the family law attorneys have been working very hard to get some sort of a bill, but we also have several of the gay rights and gay activist groups who have been involved in promoting this particular bill. The ACLU has been involved in writing this particular bill. They all want something that they claim to be fair in light of the passage of gay marriage in the last legislative session.
So when it gets right down to it, this could really hurt kids.
Absolutely, it can hurt kids because we end up with people who are not biologically related to the children being granted parental rights. That what the bill does essentially is it creates legal parentage based on policy rather than on biology, and we can't have policy determining who is a kid's parent. We need to have genetics and who's actually fathered or mothered that child to determine who that child's parent is.
And despite what political correctness tells us, biological parents are best.
Absolutely, and sometimes that doesn't work out, as in cases of adoption, but when that's the case, we actually have a full court hearing and we have a judge decide whether or not that's in the child's best interest. This bill completely circumvents that court process and doesn't decide if it's in the child's best interest that someone non-genetically related to them should be the child's parent, and instead just grants parentage or presumes parentage with someone else who cannot possibly be biologically related to the child.
So, Cherie, when it comes to parents, two's company and three's a crowd.
Exactly. We want to avoid falling into the trap that other states have gone through with regard to allowing three legal parents for children. It's very important that we fight this bill. It's very important that everyone there at IFI and anyone watching this contacts their legislators, let them know that we oppose de facto adoptions, that we oppose three parents, and that we want a better bill that recognizes the fundamental right to parent your own biological children.
And if folks need to get a hold of Family Pack, what should they do?
They can call me if they'd like to. We have a website, Family Pack, or friend me on Facebook. I post updates on this all the time. My name is Cherie Langenstein, and I will accept any conservative Facebook friend requests.